Lesson 159, Area of a Rectangle. Remember that area is the measurement of the inside of a shape. The area of a rectangle can be found by dividing it into square units and counting the squares, or by using this formula. Area equals length times width. Use these steps to find the area of a rectangle. Write the formula. Area equals length times width. Substitute the measurements for length and width and multiply. Include square units in the answer, for example, square feet, square yards, square inches, etc. Watch this video link, read the yellow box on your worksheet, and complete the worksheet. Greens and homework are optional. Area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle can be found by using the formula area equals length times width. L equals length, W equals width. So let's look at this rectangle. They said the length was 12 units and the width was 7 units. So area equals length times width. Area equals 12 times 7. Area equals 84 square units. And your square units will be in some kind of linear measurement, like inches or feet or yards. But since it's square inches or square feet, it's because you are multiplying the length in inches or the length in feet times the width in inches or the width in feet. So look at facts about area in your yellow box. You have inches times inches equals square inches. Feet times feet equals square feet, which makes sense because any factor multiplied times itself gives you the square of that factor. The product will be that factor multiplied by itself. For example, 8 times 8 equals 64. Okay, so let's look at the class practice. Find the area of these rectangles using the formula area equals length times width. So look at these first three. First, I wrote the formula. Then I multiplied the units after I substituted the length and width for the place of the variables in the formula. And then after I multiplied and I got my product, I had to put square meters or square yards or square feet, because even though I didn't write 7 feet times 5 feet, that's essentially what I did. And feet times feet is feet squared, so it's square feet. The same here. This is yards times yards. This is meters times meters. Okay, do these three. Okay, so I did the same thing here. I wrote the formula. I substituted the measurements for the variables, and then I added my units, but my units are in, because it's area, not perimeter, and it's the whole middle of it. It's not just the distance around. You're doing square feet, and you can also write it this way, feet squared, feet squared. That's just another way to write it. Okay, fill in the blanks. To find the area of a rectangle, multiply the length times the width. When we multiply feet by feet, we get square feet. When we multiply inches by inches, we get square inches. When we multiply yards by yards, we get square, you get it, yards. When we multiply meters by meters, we get square meters. And like I said, another way to write it would be meters squared, yards squared, inches squared, feet squared. But you have to remember the period. But not for meters because metric doesn't have the period. Okay, divide and check. And this is what you should have gotten for your answer. Review, subtract and check. Be sure to keep your decimals in a straight line. And this is what you should have gotten for your answers. I didn't do the and check. Solve these story problems. The length of Skipper's doghouse is 5 feet and the width is 4 feet. Find the area of the doghouse. So remember your formula. Area equals length times width. So the area equals 5 times 4. The area equals 20 square feet. So remember, area is always going to be square, whatever the measurement is. Or you could have written it like this, 2b squared. Oops. Molly sold 37 dozen eggs for 98 cents a dozen. How much did all the eggs cost? So we could add 98 cents 37 times, or we could multiply. So I got $36.26 that the eggs cost altogether. And remember, since I had my decimal 2 places to the left, I had to go 2 places to the left with my decimal here. That's how you do decimals with multiplication. You don't bring it straight down. You count how many places you have the decimal to the left, right? Okay, add or subtract. Okay, so here we already had a common denominator, so we just needed to add straight down. But then this is an improper fraction, so I needed to divide 8 into 15, which gave me 1 7/8, and then I need to add my whole numbers. 18 plus 1 is 19 and 7/8. And for this one, I couldn't subtract 4 from 3, so I needed to borrow from my whole number. And so I added 5/5. So basically this changed to 26, and I added 5/5, which gave me 8/5. And then I could subtract 4 from 8. And I ended up with 26 minus 16 is 10. 8 minus 4 is 4/5. For C, I just need to find a common denominator. So 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 4 is 12. 98 is fine. This did not need to change. So 12 plus 3 is 15, and add these whole numbers. So it's 237 and 15/16. And you do not need to do the homework.